Alex Answery here. It's September 10th, 2013, and this is the first video update for at least a month. And right now, I'm in a small town called Paonia, Colorado. And in the description below, there'll be a link to a Wikipedia page about this town. Town of 1,500. It's a farming town. Many organic farms are here. In fact, for about 3 days, I worked a temp job separating the bad pears from the good pears. So I got some gas money. That's way cool. So I'm staying at a place where a lot of travelers have stayed, and this is in northwest Colorado, about 5 hours from the San Luis Valley. And in general, I feel like I've spent enough time in the desert, in the middle of nowhere. It's been a good 10 months there, and it made me stronger. It'll make anyone stronger that needs to be stronger. You know, when you have nothing but your own thoughts to contend with, to deal with, to entertain you, to piss you off. You know, when it's nothing but your own thoughts, then you appear accountable. When you don't have things out here distracting you. So I don't know how long I'm going to be in Paonia, but I know that this is the 3rd September that I've moved somewhere. September 2011, I left Portland, Oregon. September 2012, I left Dallas, Texas. And now September 2013, I don't know. What I do know is I can't tent forever, and it's not really all that manageable to be tenting in a place like this, even though it only gets down to about 0 in this part of Colorado, -30, -40, where I was in south central Colorado. It's not feasible to just say, I'm going to go into the winter and just stay in a tent. But as those know that listen carefully to what I'm saying on my YouTube channel, you know that for a long time I haven't had any money and I don't have anywhere to go. And that alternative media isn't really something that most people see as something that is important to their community or viable, valuable, worth saving, worth preserving. It has been hard for me to be where I've been as long as I've been. The silence has brought strength. There's been a lot of time to reflect quietly, and this is good. It's also removed me from you. The lack of internet, lack of community, lack of resources. It has made things, as all of you know, difficult to continue doing videos on a regular basis. I want that to change this winter. And I will say what I've said before, if there was like a major alternative media network launching that was underground, that was alternative, and I mean major, I mean focused. Okay, I mean organized. I mean serious. I mean genuine. That's what I mean by major. Majorly important, majorly relevant. And I know Freeman's doing his thing in Lawrence, Kansas. And I don't know if that's the route for me. I don't know if it's Idaho. Okay, go somewhere else to another state, experience an off-the-grid reality. I don't know if it's going back to the San Luis Valley. I don't know if it's staying in Paonia, Colorado. I don't know, but what I do know is I have been consistent. What I do know is that the answer will present itself when it's time for the answer to present itself. You'll notice I'm looking back and forth. It's because the camera's actually on the farthest tip of this little tablet, and it's kind of awkward to stare off to the corner of the tablet. But I want to say thank you to Justin for the tablet. He's going to be living his own off-the-grid dream in the San Luis Valley. I want to say hi to Justin. I want to say thank you to Justin. And maybe I'll see you later, Justin, another time. I made the friends that I could in the San Luis Valley, but ultimately the experiences that I had reminded me that you will find people as closed-minded out in the middle of nowhere as you will in the city. Just because they're not in the city doesn't mean that they have ceased to be sheeple. And I still believe that a community, a mindful community, can do very well in a place like the San Luis Valley, especially the area where I was staying. If one or more people has a vehicle for trips to town, to get water, as long as you're not doing it all by yourself and you just have a few friends to help you build, to help you with the basic things when your car is broken down, I think that people can live very well in a place like where I was. So in no way, shape, or form am I discounting the value of the area that I was at. In fact, I may return. I'm reflecting on how difficult and emotional it can be when you are all alone. I've had few friends. I've had no friends that I've known long term come out and visit me in the San Luis Valley. However, I have made new friends. And I put myself out there to meet the people that were already in the San Luis Valley, and I faced their judgment. And I spent time alone being the weird guy, Alex Ansary, who's got the YouTube channel. And I had some unfortunate interactions with other people. I think that there were some people that overreacted to my YouTube channel, especially when on this channel I expressed to you what it's like for someone like me trying to meet people in a new community, being an outsider, and trying to somehow assimilate myself into the community or to create community. So I make these videos to share with you what it's like. And people saw my videos and saw Alex Ansary's evil YouTube channel, and they got all bent out of shape because I talked about some of my experiences with some of the people down there. And they didn't like that because people that don't have clean spirits, people that fuck other people over, people that know they're pieces of shit, they don't like people talking about them and putting it on YouTube, even though I protected people's anonymity. And there's been some things that have happened since I've made the last video here on YouTube. I had a falling out with a good friend, two good friends, both of which have been on my YouTube channel. And that really bothered me. In one situation, it really bothered me that Dave threw me under the bus because I didn't hang out with him for a week or two. I went to New Mexico. I made a few videos there where I said I was staying somewhere other than the Yurt. I remember Dave telling me, you know what, Alex, in terms of your website and your videos, you need at least 10 years before anybody's going to listen to you. You need to learn how to speak first. What? All because I chose to not hang out with them for a period of time. And so he said to somebody else about that video I made, oh, so Afghanistan should have been nuked. Some of you saw that, where I'm responding to my YouTube video in my own way, using my free speech to express how I felt about a horrific statement. Dave's mad at me because I'm not hanging out with him. He tells this guy Steve about it. Steve tells people he's gonna shoot me. That week while I'm gone in New Mexico, someone came into the Yurt and took a few things. The Yurt never had a lock on it. I don't have anything super valuable, but garden seeds, a toolkit, a Berkey water filter, a few other things. Those things may not be super valuable, but they're super valuable in terms of what they can do. A Berkey water filter, garden seeds. So that's fairly pathetic for someone to steal from me. And I don't know who did it, whether it was someone that was in the valley or a neighbor or what. And then Ryan, who you saw in a lot of my videos, got real tribal. And because I'm having a falling out with Steve and Dave, it's almost as if he sided with them, and one night got really drunk with another guy named Rick and started, almost poking his finger into my chest, not literally, but with his mouth, telling me, I'm stuck on this and I'm stuck on that. 9/11 truth doesn't matter. What happens to the victims of war doesn't matter. I don't have any connection to those people. That's not my country. I'm all emotional, according to him. I have emotions. He doesn't understand. Well, that's all he has to say. I don't understand you, Alex, and why you care about others. That's what he was saying. And I didn't take their bullshit, and I walked away from them, which really offended them, away from the fire pit and back into the Yurt. Tell them, I don't want to talk to you guys, especially when alcohol's involved. Don't be a fucking asshole. Come back the next day when you're sober and let's talk about it then. And instead of coming back and talking to me when, things are better and he's sober, because he would get really weird and mean. Not super mean, but, condescending, arrogant, acting like a snow jock. How cool Ryan is, the school of awesomeness. I am so cool. And he's got that, that pitch to the voice. Hey, I'm a happy fuck. Hey. Somebody commented on one of my videos when we went backpacking, the oozing elitism could have been left out of the video. And I was aware when that person made the comment that they weren't directing it towards myself. I told Ryan that night, hey man, I don't like how you put people in boxes. And I threw it right back in his direction, not attacking him personally, but his thinking. Now this is the person that I considered my best friend in the San Luis Valley. So it hurt when he got intoxicated and started pointing his finger at me because he felt insecure. Before I left for the Free Your Mind conference, he told me one night, and I think it was vodka and beer mixed together, Alex, no one's going to listen to you when you go over there. In fact, someone's going to steal your research. And he was slurring in a way that I can't even imitate right now. And I remember telling him then, hey, then don't take me to Colorado Springs. I don't need your help if you don't believe in me. And then he started apologizing in what I recall to be in the form of baby talk. I'm sorry. And I'm having a memory of another time where he got drunk, where we got stuck on some rocks. The point I'm trying to make is, I feel like I got thrown under the bus by people I considered my friends, who they themselves are not all on the up and up. And I believe in meeting people halfway. I don't believe people have to believe as I believe, but I do ask for a little bit of respect. Well, basically, because I am who I am, and Ryan said many times, anyone who has a YouTube channel or a website, a truther, they're all interested in their own ego. This is someone that hasn't done anything themselves to awaken others. In fact, Ryan has spoken quite often about how he wishes at one point in his life, he wished he was a part of the New World Order because he wanted to control humanity in one way or another. He's admitting this was his thinking process in his late teens, early 20s, maybe later. And yet, someone from this point of observation that will still almost argue that the Illuminati are good is going to criticize me and put me down because I'm trying to expose what they are doing. They, the group that he will almost argue is doing God's work or the right thing. I don't really want to go too deep into this, and the video's almost over, but basically the last month, I waited for Ryan to come back and apologize. And in fact, I heard through the grapevine that he wanted to have me removed from the Yurt simply because we had a disagreement. At least that's how it got back to me. And I went to stay on someone else's property and had to deal with his shit. And it was pretty much expected that I would be digging someone's hole on their property, and I didn't feel that my work was respected there. And so in one morning, I packed up my things, and this was just a few days ago. Today is a Tuesday. I believe it was I don't remember exactly what day it was right now, but it was in the last week. Packed up all my stuff, and I left. Just like that. And so I am open to new opportunities, to new experiences. Alternative media is my passion. You know what's going down with Syria, and you know what I've talked about for years about the coming stage world war with China, Russia, and the United States. Look at the situation with Syria. The U.S. declares war on Syria, the president and Congress, and look at Russia and China. They're sending warships. Russia and China just signed a multi-billion-dollar oil deal. So there's a lot of things that I need to be covering. So I'm open to going north, south, west, east. I'm traveling with very little resources, but I have enough gas money to get somewhere. I'd like to find something within 1,000 miles. Usually when people post, they're posting like on the other side of the planet, the other side of the country, west coast, east coast. I'm in the middle of the country. And I need to find somewhere to relocate that is probably within 500 to 1,000 miles from the location I'm at now. I will make another video later on in the day.